What were the political consequences of Chernobyl? What were the political consequences of the Chernobyl disaster? This catastrophic event, which took place on April 26, 1986, was the worst nuclear accident in history. The fallout from Chernobyl reached far beyond the immediate area, impacting the political landscape of Europe and the Soviet Union for years to come. First, the disaster exposed significant flaws in the Soviet system. The government's initial attempts to conceal the severity of the incident led to a breakdown of trust among the populace. People began to question the reliability of their leaders and the information they provided. This distrust was compounded by the economic burden that the disaster placed on an already struggling Soviet economy. The costs associated with containment and cleanup diverted essential resources from other sectors, worsening the economic instability that was evident in the final years of the Soviet Union. Chernobyl is often regarded as a key factor in the eventual collapse of the Soviet Union. The incident highlighted the government's inability to manage crises effectively and its preference for secrecy over public safety. This lack of transparency undermined the legitimacy of the Soviet regime. Additionally, the disaster hindered the reforms initiated by Mikhail Gorbachev, particularly his policies of openness and restructuring. Resources that could have been used to implement these reforms were instead redirected to address the aftermath of Chernobyl. This further weakened the economy and eroded public confidence in the government. The impact of Chernobyl was not limited to the Soviet Union. Across Europe, the disaster sparked a wave of skepticism regarding nuclear energy. Many countries began to reevaluate their nuclear programs in light of the accident. For example, in 1987, Italy held a referendum that resulted in the termination of its nuclear energy program. In Germany, opposition to nuclear power surged, reflecting a broader trend across Europe as citizens questioned the safety and viability of nuclear energy. The long-term political fallout from Chernobyl continues to shape European politics today. The disaster has led to increased international cooperation on nuclear safety standards and emergency response protocols. The European Union has played a significant role in supporting affected countries, such as Ukraine and Belarus, in managing the ongoing environmental and health impacts of the disaster. In summary, the political consequences of the Chernobyl disaster were far-reaching. It contributed to the decline of the Soviet Union and reshaped European attitudes toward nuclear energy. The event remains a significant chapter in European history, emphasizing the importance of transparency and international collaboration in managing nuclear risks.